Hello learners, I'm teacher Sharon. I'm taking you through mathematics form 4 topic 2, which is statistics 2, variance and standard deviation. Welcome. By the end of this lesson, you should be able to find both the standard deviation and the variance of a given data. I'll take you through this example where we have been told the table below gives marks scored by 80 candidates in a test. So they are grouped and tabulated, as you can see. We have the marks 1 to 10, which is 5. We have 5 candidates scoring between 1 to 10. Then 11 to 20, 13 candidates, 21 to 30, 32 candidates. On the table continues, we have 31 to 40, 27 candidates, 41 to 50, 3 candidates. Using an assumed mean of 25.5, calculate the mean, the variance, and the standard deviation. So for us to be able to calculate all these, we need to make our own frequency distribution table. So I'm going to make it right away. In the first column, I will have marks, that is the class. We have 1 to 10, 11 to 20, 21 to 30, 31 to 40, and 41 to 50. So in the next column, I will have the frequency. So the frequency is given from the table. We can read it from the table. We have the first frequency 5, 13, and 32. F 5, 13, 32. Then 27, it's here 27 and 3. So 27 and 3. Let me write these two well. 2 and this is a 3. Now after indicating the frequencies, we go to the next column where I will get the midpoint of the marks, and the midpoint will give me X. And to get that midpoint, we'll take the lower mark in every class plus the higher mark, then we divide by 2. So for the first class, we have 1 plus 10, which is 11, divided by 2, 5.5. The second one, we have 11 plus 20, 31, divided by 2, 15.5. So the next one will be 25.5. You can confirm from your calculator. Then we have 35.5, and lastly 45.5. Then we create another column, and in this column we will have our T, and T will be given by X minus the assumed mean So let me close the column. So x is 5.5, the assumed mean is 25.5. It is given as 25.5. So 5.5 minus 25.5 gives us negative 20. 15.5 minus 25.5 gives us negative 10. 25.5 minus 25.5 is 0. Then we have 35.5 minus 25.5, it will be 10. 45.5 minus 25.5 will be 20. In the next column, we will take the ft. So the ft is the frequency multiplied by the value of t. We have 5 multiplied by negative 20, which is negative 100. 13 multiplied by 10, which is negative, so it is negative 130. 32 multiplied by 0 is 0. 27 multiplied by 10 is 270. 3 multiplied by 20 gives us 60. So we are supposed to add all this. Can close the column to get the summation of ft. The summation of ft, we add all this. Negative 100 minus 130 minus 0 or plus 0, then plus 270 plus 60 gives us 100. So now we can get the mean to answer the first question. We told to find the mean, and the mean will be given by the assumed mean plus sigma ft, that is the summation of ft divided by summation of frequency. The assumed mean was 25.5, that is what was given, plus sigma ft is 100, and the summation of the frequency is in this column: 5 plus 13 plus 32 plus 27 plus 3, which is equal to 80. So divide by 80, and this will be 25.5 plus 1 point. This one will give us 1.25. So this will be 26.75. That is the mean. So we've answered the first part, that is the mean. Now we go to the variance. To get the variance, we need to do some more calculations on our table. So now we go to the next column, where we will be required to get deviation. So the deviation d will be given by x minus the mean that we have obtained or we have calculated to get the value of d. Let me write this d well. So this column has the values for d. X minus x bar, that is the mean. We have 5.5 minus 26.75, and that one will be negative 21.25. 15.5 minus the mean, which is 26.75, and it will give us negative 11.25. We have 25.5 minus 26.75, which will be negative 1.25. Then we have 35.5 minus 26.75, again gives us 8.75. We continue our calculations and we have the last x, which is 45.5. Then we minus the mean, which is 26.75, and this gives us 18.75. We go to the next column. And in the next column, we'll be taking the deviation squared, so d squared. Negative 21.25 squared is 451.5625. Next we have negative 11.25 squared, which is 126.5625. Negative 1.25 squared gives us 1.5625. We are supposed to calculate this using your calculator. 8.75 squared will give us 76.5625. Let us work out 18.75 squared, and this will give us 351.5625. Now we go to our last column. Where we will have frequency multiplied by the value of d squared. So frequency for the first class is 5. 5 multiplied by 451.5625, it will be equal to 1000. No, when we multiply 5 by 451.5625 from our calculator, we are expected to get 2257.8125. Now we take 126.5625, we multiply by that frequency, which is 13, and this will give us 1645.3125. We have 32 as the frequency. We multiply by 1.5625, and this gives us 50. 27 multiplied by 76.5625, and that will give us 2067.1875. And lastly, we have 3 multiplied by 351.5625, which will give us 1054.6. Let us write this number well. So we have 6875. Now we need to get the summation of fd squared. So you take all these numbers in this column and you add them. we have 2257.8125 plus 1645.3125 plus 50 plus 2067.1875 plus 1054.6875. So after you add them using your calculator, I expect you to get 7075. Now with the sigma fd squared, we can get the variance, which is given by the formula summation of fd squared over summation of f. So this will be equal to, the summation of fd squared is 7075. So we have 7075 divided by the summation of the frequency is 80. So we divide by 80, and this will give us our variance, which is 88.44, correct to 2 decimal points. Now to get the standard deviation, let me call it SD, we find the square root of the variance. So it means that SD, standard deviation, is the square root of sigma fd squared over sigma f, which is the square root of 88.44, giving us 9.404, correct to 4 significant figures. That is our standard deviation, and this marks the end of this lesson. Thank you very much for your attention. I hope you've enjoyed the lesson and understood the concepts.